Well, hello there.
Welcome back to the Whale channel. My name is Dee.
I am Aoife, and we're here with another video. Who are we?
This is the first time in about 4 months since we sat down and recorded
A video together.
This is weird. That's good.
So, if you haven't seen, we're actually on a work trip outside of the city. The vlog for that has already been posted, so we will link that in the corner now if you want to go have a look at that. It's a short enough video, but it's good fun. But today, what are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about some Disney news because there's been a ton of Disney news, particularly coming up to the 50th anniversaries.
This is part one of a two-parter because there was just too much news to throw into one video. So in this part, we're going to talk about Genie Plus, Genie Plus, and
yeah, Genie Plus, Lightning Lane, and the new annual passes that have gone live for Walt Disney World since they put them on a pause since the panoramic.
So let's start with the annual passes. So what annual passes that existed before don't exist anymore in any of the parks.
No, they all kind of got a big facelift, rejudge. All I've been hearing about annual passes since Disney announced they were changing it have been super negative, and I think me and Aoife are going to be the exceptions to the rule.
I don't think it's that bad.
I think it's different if you're a US resident or Floridian resident, because you had a lot more choice than us as Europeans or UK visitors did, because prior to the panoramic, the only annual pass we could upgrade to was the most expensive, which is now the Incredipass.
Yes, so the Incredipass, actually I have the website up here. It says, with all the fun and incredible powers of this pass, you'll feel super. And it is $1,299 plus tax, or $99 per month with a down payment. So you can only do the down payment and pay monthly if you live in Florida, which kind of makes sense. Yeah. So the highlights of the pass is you can do one or more Walt Disney World theme park on the same day with an advanced park reservation, which also implies the park reservations are not going anywhere.
No, I think Disney are gonna keep them just as a crowd control mechanism, because it makes sense.
It does kind of make sense, and it also means that you're not disappointed rocking up to the park. There's a limit to how many park passes there'll be. Yeah. Especially at busier times. It's never been an issue for us.
Because we go off season, because
yeah, like we're not rocking up on, you know, Christmas Eve trying to get into Magic Kingdom.
The fear, imagine.
And there is no blockout dates, and you can have three types of park reservations. So you can have 5 on a rolling basis. If you're in a resort hotel or other select hotels, you can make reservations for each day of your stay. Okay. In addition to the 5.
Oh, okay.
So you can have the 5, and then if you're staying for 3 days, you can add another 3 to it. And then bonus reservations from time to time.
I've heard about that.
We don't really know what that means, though.
I think the bonus ones are if the parks are very quiet and they want more people there. It's just an extra one you can get. I have seen them on Instagram and stuff. They come up as little stars instead of little red dots for availability. So you know they're bonus.
So you get your parking, you get discounts on dining, merch and more, and then you can customize with add-ons like the photo pass and water parks. Yeah. Which used to be included. The water parks used to be included. In the
Platinum Plus version. So there's Platinum and Platinum Plus, and I think the Platinum Plus was an extra $100 anyway. The only really bad thing out of this annual pass is they've gotten rid of the photo pass. I think everyone's kind of on the same page that it's super sucky that Disney have like put that as an add-on, because it doesn't charge them anything to let you have pictures, especially when you're paying that much.
But like price difference from previous for that pass, there's not really much of a difference to it.
The general price increase that we'd be expecting every year anyway.
Yeah,
we were expecting it to go up 100 and 150 because the prices haven't gone up at all for any of the park tickets since the Pandora happened.
Yeah, so you'd expect that there would have been a bit of an increase. The only kind of annoying thing is the photo pass is an add-on. Yeah. But the other ones that are out is the Disney Pixie Dust Pass, which is $399 plus tax, but you have to be a Florida resident. Disney Pirate Pass, which is $699 plus tax, again, only for Florida residents. And then the Sorcerer Pass, which is $899 plus tax, which I think is also Florida resident.
Or DVC.
Or DVC. So if you're DVC, you can get that. So if you're in this another part of the States, you have to get the most expensive one as well.
That's why everyone's going.
Okay.
That's why there's so much anger from other people, because they used to be able to get basically the Sorcerer Pass equivalent.
Okay, so you can understand that. That's a
which is
decent price difference.
I get this sounds real. I get kind of annoyed at the UK residents and the European ones that are like, annual pass is so ridiculous now. It's like, no, it's the exact same. It's genuinely pretty much the exact same, except we don't get photo pass.
Considering how much we'd have to pay if we went more than once in a year on park tickets, like park tickets work out around what?
550, 600 euro.
Yeah, like once you're going twice, it's worth it. And then I think those add-on ones will be better for things like Sorcerer than they will be for things like Pixie. Also, I remember seeing somewhere that on Pixie you pretty much can't go at the weekend or any holiday.
Yeah, it's only during the week.
It's like Monday to Friday unless there's a holiday.
At the minute, just reversing back a couple. If you got a ticket right now, the 14-day UK ticket, it's £449 on attraction tickets direct, what I'm going for, which is $623.
So you're talking, yeah, in euro it's about 550-ish.
Yeah. Well, so basically you need to go twice for 2 weeks and you have your annual pass.
Your annual pass. Like if you're going to go down that route of going more than once in a year, it's well worth it to have it. So your water parks you can add on for 99 and your photo pass is 99.
You get your discounts, which is 20% off most food and 20% off merch. So you get your money back there also. Just have to buy 5 lounge flies to get a free one.
I don't think it's that bad. I just think people don't like change, and I think if Bob Chapek turned around and went, actually we're going to make Christmas Day free for everyone, somebody would have a problem with it.
Can I just say something really controversial?
Go for it. We can cut it out if it's that bad.
Yes, Bob Chapek is the head of Disney, but why isn't Josh DeMario getting way more hate than he should be? Because he had to bring all of these ideas to Bob.
But I also think Bob Chapek just doesn't really care what people think about him, and he's running a business. And I really do think that if he said the sky was blue, someone would argue that it was purple.
Yeah.
Because people just don't, they've taken a dislike to him. I don't think he can do anything right in the eyes of the Disney community at the moment.
It sounds awful, but people have been complaining non-stop that the parks are too busy.
Yeah, I know he's actually putting a
and he's
control
trying
measure
to
in
rectify
place.
it the only way he can do, which is super scummy, but it is pricing people out. But the alternative
well, it is
is
pricing people out, but also doing the reservations, the park reservations. You know, it means that I can look and see that Magic Kingdom has a super busy park reservation day and then go somewhere else.
Like the alternative is to have fewer park reservations at less money and have more people annoyed because they couldn't get the parks they wanted or the place they wanted to go, or they spent all this money but there was no availability.
It's one of those things, it's a losing battle.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a right answer to dealing with those kind of questions at the moment of the parks are too busy, you can't do anything, the queues are too long, you know, people are going to be annoyed regardless, you know.
I don't want to do a virtual queue.
Rise of the Resistance, we did the virtual queue for Rise of the Resistance when we were there last time, and we will link those vlogs up in the corner here if you guys want to go have a look. We did virtual queue twice for Rise of the Resistance. Managed to get it both times. It's a bit of an experience to do it.
I kind of thought it was fun.
I thought it was a bit of a laugh. It was fun to hear everybody like on their phones.
Also,
mad at
the cheer
time.
of everyone who got it was kind of magical.
Yeah.
Also, this is the reaction. Everyone cheers. Lol. It's fun.
I don't see an issue with that. I would much rather have to go into the park super early in the morning and do that than stand in a queue for 4 hours.
Yeah, and we don't even have to do that anymore. Next time we go, it's just 7 AM if you're on Disney property.
Yeah, like, and it totally makes sense as a way to do it.
And the more rides I think that have virtual queues, the easier it will be to get like Rise of the Resistance, because Tron 1,000,000,000% is going to be virtual.
But it makes sense.
Yeah, I think it does.
It's much better than having someone stand in a queue for 4 hours. They can go do other stuff, spend money. Let's be honest, it's all about that.
Spend money, get some food.
Spend money, get some food, buy a drink, get a snack, get a spring roll.
We will get a spring roll whenever we get to go back. We will.
I want a spring roll. Rather than having someone stand in a queue for 4 hours. Like when we went into Animal Kingdom that day on our last trip.
Oh my god.
The queue for Pandora was nearly 5 hours.
And we were there at like bang on 9. It wasn't even...
Like it was straight from park open. The queue was like... I'm sorry, I don't care what ride it is. I'm not standing in a queue for 4.5 hours. I will happily go into a virtual queue and come back in 4.5 hours.
Do you know what though?
No problem.
This is a very nice segue into the next point.
It is.
Which is the Lightning Lane, Genie Plus,
Disney Genie, Disney Genie Plus, and Lightning Lane Explained. So I have pulled up mickeyblog.com. So thank you very much for...
We'll link the article down below
if you guys want to go check it out. So
we're gonna have very controversial opinions on this. Well, I definitely am, because I only have to buy the ticket for myself. I don't have to buy a ticket for a family of 5. And I understand why this would be horrible for a family of 5.
Is it designed for a family though? That's my point. Is this designed for families, or is this designed for the people who are not there with a family to get more money out of us so we don't have to stand in a queue with a load of kids?
Right, they did announce Genie Plus at the D23 in 2019. I know because I was there. But they did announce it, me and Sandra immediately went, so it's touring plans. They sell touring plans. And we went, meh, 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 and that went to the lash. They started doing the Paris pay to go on, which with the pricing of that is ridiculous. Absolutely horrific. But Genie Plus to me is just Max Pass, and Max Pass was incredible when I went to Disneyland. It was everything I wanted. I would easily spend that money. But as we've been kind of talking about it, when we do inevitably get another trip, it's just the same as buying a cocktail or buying like a Mickey pretzel and a drink.
Like, I can't see us... Okay, we'll explain what it is first, because I'm sure you're all very confused at this point. So there's Disney Genie, which is a complimentary in the app service where you can plan out your day. You know, they'll tell you things that you should go on, times you should head towards it, when it's going to be
quiet. It's
quieter.
If you've ever used touring plans, it will basically tell you the wait ride times, if it's worth to get on now, if it's worth waiting until a bit later to go on. It'll tell you where the rides are, what restaurants are open, little bits like that.
Yeah, like you'd be able to come off a ride and be like, oh, I want something to eat, what's close to here, what has a good wait time,
where's the toilet so I don't have to pee in a cup.
I went to Alani, to Hawaii in April, Tom.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So that's going to be really handy, and I think the next time we get to go, we might do an entire day based on Disney Genie app and just see how it works and where it leads us. Because I think that could be quite fun to show you guys how it works. The next bit of it is the
controversial bit.
Plus.
Well, this isn't the controversial bit, I suppose. It's the start of the controversy.
So the Genie Plus is a paid-for add-on that replaces FastPass.
So this
and
will be
Max Pass in Disneyland.
This is going to be $15 or $20. This is $20 in Walt Disney World.
For the day.
For the day, for all 4 parks.
For all 4 parks, okay? And it gives you front-of-the-line access at select attractions.
So in the Fast Pass, in the Genie Plus, because it's not Fast Pass, I need to get that out of it. There's going to be 40 rides available that you can choose from the 4 parks.
So you'll pay 20 quid a day and you can go Lightning Lane for those rides.
Yeah, it's basically going to be like the old school Fast Pass, as in you go, what time's available, what time is it now, it's 9:30, oh look, here's a 10:05, let's go.
Come back. And then you go. And that'll cost you $20 a day in Disney World and $15, we think, in Disneyland.
Yes, per person as well.
Not too bad when you, like, considering us, we're 3 grown adults going.
We only have to pay for ourselves.
20 quid a day isn't that bad if we want to do that.
Yeah.
If you're going with a family of 5 with kids, that starts to get expensive.
That's 100 quid a day if you're
It's 100 quid a day. But again, I don't think even we'll do that every day.
The only reason I feel like you'd need to use Genie Plus is if you're there once. Like if you're going for a big holiday, there's a couple of you and you really want to get like this done, and this done.
But I also like parks like Epcot. I don't see a need to do it.
No. Especially since it's going to be what Remy and probably Frozen
won't be
available, so...
And the others don't have massive wait times.
Not really.
No, nothing like...
properly.
Nothing where you're running into hours.
Test Track would be
like, I can't see you going over 90 minutes for anything else.
No.
And that's on a busy day. The other thing you can also do is Lightning Lane.
This is where people got very annoyed, because this is the Paris.
So this is where you can pay to do Lightning Lane for a specific ride. So I can go up and pay X amount and go straight on to Flight of Passage.
Yes.
I don't think we know the prices yet.
We don't. This is why we're waiting.
Yeah.
Because some people are thinking it's going to be similar to Paris, where it's like €8 per person to go on Space Mountain, or where it's 15 to go on Peter Pan's flight per person, which
doesn't make sense.
Makes zero sense. It's a
now, can I see us paying whatever it is, even if it is $15 to do.
We'd have to be in one hell of a mood to go on to it.
No, but if we were coming to the end of a trip and we hadn't managed to get Genie Plus availability for flight of passage and the queue was 4.5 hours every time we were there, I could see us doing it in those situations.
Like if we get there and Tron's available.
Yeah, I can see us doing that because, you know, we really want to do those rides, but I can't see families paying that kind of thing. Which is why I don't actually think it's aimed at that. It's aimed at people like us who don't want to queue, you know, and have the disposable income to not queue. I don't think it's aimed at the
I hope it's not aimed at the family.
No, I think the Genie Plus is because if you're there for 4 days, you're doing 1 park per day. That would work out really well. You'd get an awful lot done on the Genie Plus. I know it will work out expensive. Like, I don't know if it's going to be cheaper for kids.
No, I think it's the same price. It's just
I think it's the same price. A lot of people are making out that this is a bigger deal than it needs to be. Like, if you look at Universal, you can buy front of the line for
80.
Yeah, like that's a lot.
Up to 150 a day per person.
Like 20 quid per person a day isn't that bad.
It's nothing,
you know,
in comparison. So, and like people don't stick up a fuss at Universal at all. They just go.
No, they don't. And like we've used it. Now we got it with our hotel when we stayed, so we didn't pay out of pocket for it. Technically, it is handy.
Oh, it's incredible when you have it.
It's incredible when you have it.
Universal, but
would I pay 80 quid for it though? Probably not. Would I pay 20 quid for it? Yeah.
Easy.
But when it's safe to do so, we will plan a trip so we can test out all these things for you guys before you go, and see what they're like. I don't necessarily think that this is a bad thing for the parks. I think it might make life easier.
I think it's just a big change.
I think it's a big change, but I also think that being expected to book your fast passes, was it 30 days in advance of being there, I don't know what ride I want to do on a Tuesday.
I think this is going to alleviate so much stress from so many people, and you won't have very type A people like Sandra who I have a fast pass at 11, so I need to be in the queue at 11.
Yeah,
I can't believe you're still in the shower. Get out.
Yeah, and I think booking the fast passes that far out in advance meant that some people just didn't get fast passes for what they would like to go on and didn't get to go. At least this is more
kind of evens the playing field.
Evens the playing field. If there's a fast pass available on the day, incredible.
Also, if there's not as many people occupying a fast pass lane, it means it's going to be quicker to get on the ride normally.
Exactly.
So that'll be great.
So I think there's a little bit of
I think there's just people don't like the amount of change because it seems because the parks were closed for so long and they reopened, they didn't want to kind of administer these changes that would have happened regardless.
Well, you see, I think it's a time that they want to do changes. It's the 50th anniversary. The parks are going to be busy for the next 18 months, and they're like, right, possibly if the panoramic hadn't happened, these would have gradually come in over the last year. But it didn't happen, so they've all come in together. People just don't like change. As
I said earlier, Disney Plus, well, Disney Genie anyway, has been in the has been planned for the last 2 years. It was announced at D23 during the Parks and Resort chat.
Exactly.
So it's not like this was never, they only brought this on because of the Pandora's box. They brought this on because they were planning on rejudging FastPass.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, FastPass in the way that it was the last time we went doesn't work. We spent as long in some of the FastPass queues as we would have.
And we couldn't get any extra FastPasses. Remember the whole thing, you get 3 and then you can add on as many as you were. We get there, use our 3rd FastPass at like 12 o'clock and there wouldn't be any rest for the rest of the day in any of the parks.
I don't think we ever got one that
No, because there was never any available.
No.
And we went during low season, so imagine what it was like at high season.
Yeah, which like doesn't give rise to a good experience for a lot of people. I think also it will take a lot of stress off trying to plan out stuff like that so far in advance of your trip, especially if you haven't been before. Yeah. I think for us it's different because we know the rides. Well, you guys know the rides. We know where things are in the park. We know how long it takes us to get from Slinky to, you know, Star Tours.
Yeah.
Like, we know the distances. We know those kind of things. Other people don't, and they're trying to do this 30 days in advance.
Yeah.
Because they've never been before.
And also, the amount of, right, if you say we had different lives and we had little like mini us's around.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would prefer to spend an extra, we'll say family of 4, 80 quid a day instead of having to like preemptively plan my day with like a 4 and a 2-year-old. You know, so I know I have to be a Peter Pan and then I have to be over at Jungle Cruise at this time. But no, little Jimmy over here is having a tantrum and I have to change Millie over here or whatever.
Oh, and Jimmy just isn't moving until he gets nuggets. It's just not happening.
He needs his chicken tenders, but I'm going to miss a fast pass, and partner here is having a schism because he's a type A
Exactly.
person.
I think this, for peace of mind, people will pay for it, especially if they do have small. And I'm also thinking people who maybe have children who don't cope well with queues for various reasons.
Also,
it'll work out really well.
Just talking about families, the greatest thing to come from Genie Plus is the integration of Genie Plus and its mechanisms into the disability access pass.
Yeah.
It's amazing now.
But it also feels like it's not this standalone thing that's special for you.
Yeah.
It's just part of the whole thing. It's not this, you're different, so here's something different.
It's like, you're different, so you have to go up and ask someone if you can come back. Now it's, let me just use my app and say this is the time I want to return at. Which is so great for families, because families that need the disability pass, it's more high stress anyway for a park day.
Exactly, and anything that can relieve people's stress in those situations.
I'll pay the money to offset that, not a podge.
Yeah, and like I do think that people forget that yes, okay, like we've had a discussion recently about ears and the price of ears. The price of ears has gone up hugely over the last few years. But we paid that much for ears. Are we paying for something else to happen for someone else who can't afford it?
Yeah.
You know, and there's that balance. Do I have a spare $40 that I can pay on a pair of ears? Technically I do. Don't have any dependents. Don't have anything that's going to stop me doing it.
So I'm just going to take that ear money and buy 2 days of Genie Plus with it.
Yeah.
I think it'll just be a cost you kind of have to integrate in. Much like when they did parking, if you're staying on site. Because that used to be a thing that's free. You now just integrate it in.
Yeah.
Parking.
And I think it's one of those things, you're probably not going to do it every day, especially if you're like us and we don't have little people with us.
But because you have to do the park pass system as well, it lends itself into being like, oh, well, seems like it's going to be a pretty busy day. We're going to be in the parks all day. Let's just get Genie Plus so we do everything.
It makes sense. Or like, I know that we've discussed for whenever the next time we go, like on the last trip we did 4 parks one day. The Genie Plus would make sense if we did that again. Because you're hitting all the parks, you're going to speed up your time going through.
And you can preemptively put them in. The only thing is I hope with Genie Plus is it works pretty much the same as Max Pass. So once you use your first Fast Pass, I'm still going to call it Fast Pass.
Yeah.
Which that's never going to lie.
Fast Pass.
And you can then book your second slot straight away.
Hopefully, because then once you're in the queue, you can start planning what we're doing next.
Yeah.
Rather than having to do it 30 days in advance, which makes no sense.
60 if you're staying on site, and then you forget exactly what you're doing. And
no.
Go, oh yeah, we have a Fast Pass for the rapids. I don't want to do the rapids. Shite.
Like, that's the thing. You get a Fast Pass for Cali River Rapids on a Tuesday, 60 days from now. You don't know what the weather's going to be like.
You get there, it's absolutely raining, but it's still running. But you can't change your Fast Pass because there's no more Fast Pass available because it's too busy. Yeah. To be honest, I think people just hate the change. There's been so much change.
And I think once it comes into effect, people will see the positives of it, or I hope they do. But I don't think it's a bad thing.
I wish they'd stop like cutting some bits out. I'd still like a new Magic Band.
We're probably still going to buy a new Magic Band. Let's call a spade a spade.
But I'd like to just get a free Magic Band. I'm quite looking forward to Genie Plus. Really hope it's like Max Pass. If it is, I think Walt Disney World will be amazing. Lightning Pass, yeah, it's a bit spicy. I don't think I'd ever use it in Paris if it's the same as the one in Paris. You'd have to be in a very particular mood and be very anti-queues.
No, but like if it was your very last day and you had to go to the airport and you really wanted to get your last Peter Pan's flight in before you had to leave and the queue was too long for you to go do it, yeah, you probably would.
Yeah,
I think situations like that, yeah. Like, would I rather spend €15 and go on, you know, Peter Pan's flight again before I leave, or buy, you know, some crappy goofy
caramel
candies? Where's my money better spent in that situation? A memory, or, you know,
It's gonna be that,
calories.
am I spending my money on memories or am I spending money on
Stuff.
because this is, to me, Genie Plus is just them putting the price increase in the ticket as an extra.
Yes, I do. I kind of agree.
Yeah.
And it's a choice. You don't have to do it. At the end of the day, it's not that you have to buy this to go on the rides.
Yes. You don't have
You
to buy
do not
Genie
have
Plus
to buy any of this.
in order to go on blah blah. You still have your chance to get in Rise of Resistance, Remy Ratatouille's Adventure, Tron,
Yeah.
Galaxy Rewind, Cosmic Rewind, whenever they inevitably become virtual passes.
Like, all of that is staying. It's not that they're taking those virtual queues away. It's not that they're taking the standby queue away. They're still going to be there, and you don't have to pay any extra to do those. This is just an added thing you can pay for if you want to. But I think we've run out of words now on this.
Yes, I'm agreed.
That's our thoughts. Our thoughts, although this seemed very negative, was all quite positive. Annual
Did it seem
passes-
negative?
No, we did complain a lot in the video, but I think we complained about other people's reaction to it when it's not as bad as people are making out.
This is true.
Annual pass, pretty standard pricing. Kind of sucks for some people who are
It sucks if you're
American residents, but for us as Europeans,
it's the exact
it's
same.
the same. It's not that
There's
much
been a
difference.
there's been a slight price increase, which we were expecting.
Yeah,
But for
like
UK and
everything,
EU residents who buy the 14-day ticket,
not much of a
same
difference
story.
at all.
And then with the new Disney Genie that's coming out, very scary with the changes, but I think if it's just Max Pass, it'll change our lives. Matt, I cannot praise Max Pass enough.
We're cautiously optimistic that it will work out very well,
Yes.
shall we say. We'll see when it comes in. There'll be teething problems, because
There always is.
there always is. You can't avoid that. Give it 6 months and see where it's at.
There's a reason why I enjoy my Disneyland trips the most. I think it's Max Pass.
I haven't experienced Max Pass, so I will be able to give the unbiased, I've never done this before, review when we get to go, and you can give the comparison to the Max Pass, so you guys will get a nice kind of mix of both of those things.
I just thought of something I wanted to say as well in relation to the Photo Pass add-on.
Oh yeah, $99.
$99 for the year or whatever. Do you remember when we went to the not so scary Halloween party when we went over for my 30th?
Yeah, we paid for that for one night.
Oh, it was $80
For a night.
for a night. So
100 quid for a year.
take my money, it's fine.
Also, the photos we got from that are actually
It's amazing.
incredible.
He did the monster mash.
But yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Let us know what you think about the annual pass increases and what you think of Genie Plus.
Will you go? Will you be there for the 50th anniversary? We want to.
I just want to see the pretty castle go sparkle, sparkle.
We want to, as soon as we can plan, we will plan, but we're not in a position where we're allowed into America at the moment. As soon as we can plan,
We'll let you know.
it'll be fun. We'll try all these things out for you guys. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter.
At whale_pod_. And we will see you
On the other side!
Bye!